what I'm here today to talk about is Hollywood movies. Now, how many of you have seen a Hollywood film that depicted technology or security or hacking and was put off by it? Show of hands. Okay. All right. Well, that's enough of you. Let me first introduce myself before I get into the talk. This is sort of my resume. First of all, I'm a Christian by grace, which is why I'm the only hacker at DEF CON that's not drinking. If you see me drinking something that looks like vodka, it's probably ice water. I'm also a hacker by trade. For the past 10 years, it's been my job to break into corporate networks, with permission, of course, and get access to critical data. I do this from the internet. I do this from inside the company. One of the most fun things, thank you, is actually breaking into buildings, getting access to buildings from the street, and then getting access to the network. So in terms of the whole James Bond thing, I thought it was pretty close as a job. I get to play with all these high-tech gadgets and drive fancy sports cars. Well, actually, they were rentals from Enterprise, but you know, in my mind, that was pretty cool. Break into buildings, steal corporate data, rappel from ceilings. Also didn't do that, but sounds good. So that was about 10 years of my life. So the hacker thing was pretty cool. I got business cards that say I'm a professional hacker. Actually, penetration specialist is the term on the business card, which leaves a lot to the imagination. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at Hollywood movies, but what I'm going to be doing to you, for you, is instead of showing you how terrible these Hollywood movies are, which is exactly what you'd expect me to do, being a professional hacker, I'm going to prove to you that Hollywood knows exactly what's going on in the security community. Hollywood, story writers, screenwriters, actors have clue in this industry. Silence. You don't believe me? Well, it's going to be my job to prove to you that Hollywood has it together and that it's you people in the industry that have it screwed up. It's going to be my job for the next 40 minutes. All right, let's start with the good guys. U.S. Cyberspace Force, he shouted from the keyboard, freeze. This is from an actual book, an actual guy shouting in an actual keyboard telling a virtual villain to freeze. I'm hoping his microphone was on. Let's talk about hackers. This is what a hacker looks like. Notice that he's got a floppy in his pants. What? Here's another shot of some hacker hand gear. Anybody know what this thing is? Wow, we got some geeks in the audience. Rock on. That is the Nintendo Power Glove. Yes, hackers really do use those things for virtual whatever. All right, here's some more Fed looks. Notice the Feds also have their headgear. I thought this was lame until I got a tour of the Defense Cybercrime Center, and I actually saw real Feds wearing headgear and making interesting clouds of smoke with creepy green tools, and then I realized the headgear thing was dead on, so Hollywood gets it again. Speaking of viruses, so I was at home and I was writing this code. I wrote this little Perl script here. I'm coding away, and all of a sudden I hear these strange noises, these like computer modem sounds, and then my terminal turns into this virtual 3D tunnel, and I see these words that say God, and then everything vanishes, and my machine reboots, and I'm like, oh crap, I've been hacked, because that's how it happens. You're thinking like Hollywood wants you to think. Let me let you in on something. Hollywood makes them look stupid. They make themselves look stupid. You know the reason? The reason is all the good technology is in Hollywood. Look at the O-Day from The Matrix. Hollywood had that before we did, right? See, I've come to believe that Hollywood is sitting on all the secrets, and they just sort of make them look silly so that we don't figure it out. It's like a conspiracy, right? So don't think like a dupe, you know, don't go, oh, it's like a kid's toy. You got to think like this is a conspiracy, man, because this is what this is. Tell me what this thing is. Could be a webcam. Let me give you another hint. Look at the knob. See the knob? I thought that would give it away with the knob. No, it's a retinal scanner. You see it now? All All right, well, I'll show you the video in a second, but yeah, you got to think out of the box here. It's a conspiracy. They make retinal scanners to look like kids' toys, so they're not as evil. People are like, that's a little kid's toy, but then they got your retinas, right? Doesn't smell like a hospital. It doesn't have rubbing alcohol on it or people's nose prints or whatever on it. It just looks like a little toy, and you laugh, and then boom, they got you.